Let's walk together. This is the town of Beaune in Burgundy in France. I just did a couple of walks around this pretty little village after a whole day bike riding and having wine tastings. So let's walk together. Please join me. Cheers.
You know, French fries came from Belgium? Yes, of course. It's an American soldier that during the Second World War arrived in Belgium and he had some frights. And because they were talking French, he thought that he was in France, but actually no. And so he was in Belgium. So now in the US, you call the frights French frights, but you are the only one. In France, we said just frites.
That's a go and finish in 1 month.
Is it not? I was told
This one, you don't take this one to make your wine.
Les Champs Montrachet from the Picard family. Lovely wine tasting.
Did you enjoy those grapes?
Absolutely. Thank
They
you.
were wonderful, weren't they?
They were. This is our bike group.
And we drove to the starting point on the cliffs and we started riding here. And now we are here.
Oh, je suis bien.
Oh, no? Pourquoi? You can get through the vineyards. It's nice to go right in by the vines. Yeah. Bonjour, we're in France. This is the lift, the elevator of the Hotel Lesseps. This is my second time staying here. I recommend it. I like it very much. It's in the center of the historic town of Beaune. And let's take a walk. Let's walk together. This is their courtyard. It's several buildings that have been put together to create the hotel. I think there's 70 some rooms at this point. Louis XIV stayed in one of the rooms off the balcony. I think they said he stayed 2 nights. So 1400s. But we'll mostly walk outside. This is the lobby of the Hotel Lesseps. These handles are what is part of the branch of the vine. So outside the hotel, we see boutiques and restaurant across the street if I can, so you can see the hotel from the other side. Hotel Lesseps. And they don't know I'm doing this walk, so I'm not like advertising it for them or anything. I just have really enjoyed it as a hotel. We have a nice big room, and we're in a corridor with my friends that also have a nice big room. Kind of unusual for city hotels. It's a small city, medieval in many ways. The cars never really work well in the center of the towns. We'll go see the church in a minute. So I came to Beaune the first time. There's the spelling of it, Beaune. And it is a city of wine. In fact, the flag of the city is red on one side for red wine and yellow on the other for white wine. So I came over here 2 years ago on a bike trip of Burgundy. The region is Burgundy or Bourguignon. The restaurant, lots of antique shops. So I'd like to take you over to what I think is a really wonderful museum. It's called Hotel Dieu. It's a hospital that was working from the 1400s by women until the 1950s and run by the nuns, created by a family, um, a wealthy family, a gentleman and his wife, who were trying to help the poor. This is October. Bistro. But I had a ticket yesterday and went through. They have a very good audio tour that's included in the price of a ticket. The panda bear. Their public sculpture. See how pretty the center of the town is. In here, there will be conventions, festivals. Ooh, the door isn't shut yet. Look at that. So I'll see if they'll let me just go in the courtyard if I show them my ticket from yesterday. So I'll have to stop. I'll stop for a minute and see if this works. Buy another ticket. So it's a 12 euro ticket to come in, even to do the entrance. I did not get the audio guide because I'm really just here to show you the basics. But it's nice and quiet at this hour. So this is what's the most famous part. The ceiling or the roof line is done kind of Belgium style, I believe they call it. Sorry, boutique shop. It's annoying. Fine. However, it is a nonprofit museum run by now the city of Beaune. And it's really a great tour. They show medieval, well, not maybe Renaissance, 1400s, 1500s, medical equipment, beds. Heck, I guess since I bought a ticket, I'll do a run through. Over to the well where they'd be washing the linens. It was run for 500 years, mainly by nuns, which always keeps it going. We're going to the main salon then. So I really expected to be walking. Hi.
Hey.
How are you? It's really great.
Yeah.
I did this yesterday, but now I'm videotaping it. They run the bike ride. Special guests. Have a good time. It's great. The chapel. And it was unusual because it was for the poor. Well, really anybody who was sick. And there were so many illnesses that people went through, including plagues, which they did not want to have the nuns take care of so much. But this would show you how they might have functioned. And then this mannequin shows you how they might have tended to the ill, the sick, and quite a few elderly. So this was free for all. And in fact, I believe they said it was Louis XIV, who said it was the pride of his kingdom, this hospital, unheard of for the poor to be cared for so well in a room that was beautiful and till the end of their lives in many, many cases. The chapel, that's a copy of their altarpiece that they have. It has to be in dark because it needs the protection from light. I can remember quite a bit of it from yesterday. Here was another room. Those are nuns. Laundry, doing laundry, spinning. So they lived here too, the whole time that they were working with the patients. And then there were people who would pay to come stay here. See a lot of St. Nicholas. Very decorated room with particular stories of the life of Christ and saints. These are miracles that Jesus did. I won't stay. We'll keep going. I'm going to recommend that you come to Beaune and take the tour. They'll have some things where you can discuss. It was used until 60s. Here were the sisters. They had their own hospital sisters, community of the sick. And Beaune, in the day when the hospital was functioning, it was very early for its style because the contract was made that people could be here without paying. They had medicines, they had meals every day. None of that would have happened for many people. Some of the early medical equipment. And then we'll move into the kitchen. So really religion was part of the government. Big stove. There were breads. They gave them white bread when they could. Chickens, not beef, pork, and potions. I guess that's in the next space. They grew their own. They have a garden where, plants were such medicine, early medicine. And the garden is a really lovely place. And they even call it a pharmacy. So today it's pretty decorative. But back in the day it would have been more. There's the patrons of the Hospices de Beaune. Some contemporary art, but all of the things that they would have been doing. Working on wood, working on kettles, helping the poor, painting, cleaning, being nuns. Oh, it's getting dark. Sorry, gang, it's not really that dark. Pharmacy, when they were just using, that was the first pharmacist they had, with a garden in the back, mortars and pestles, herbs, and some of the potions that were used. Some of these bottles are very old. Powder of aloe. Yesterday they were talking about some of the unusual powders. They could be made from any number of things that people thought were medicine. This one is a large mortar and pestle. Very large, very heavy. and they had their own pharmacy. This was all donated to the hospital when a pharmacy closed, obviously, a long time ago. And doctors were not necessarily really a part of the original contract. In the last salon, okay, I paid the money, I may as well go in. The very dark room. I don't know how well this will do. It's the original altarpiece. People on Christ's right tend to be the good people going to heaven. People on Christ's left tend to be the bad people going to hell. There are saints and apostles on both sides of Mary and Joseph. That's Michael the Archangel. And when it's closed, you see this. So there's always something to see on the piece. Some portraits, some Flemish tapestries, a beautiful marble well that was in the middle of the courtyard at one time. And it was in use until 1940 regularly. So some images from that. A lot during the wars. Wheelchairs and advances, of course, in medicine change things. And then you see here are examples of wine tasting cups. You see it's not for much. It doesn't hold much wine. And there's a place for your thumb. These days for wine tastings, it would be the sommelier who would use a little cup like that. Beaune has a huge wine auction every year. I think they said it's always on the third Sunday in November. Sotheby's runs it. And they do. That's this place. They bought some vineyards. They were able to buy some vineyards. Exceptional wines and barrels are what get auctioned off every year. Revenue keeps the hospital going. Brilliant, isn't it? Bonjour, merci. Did a all-day bike ride through a company called Active Tours. Our guides Eric and Leo were very helpful, very kind. Took us to wine tasting in the region. This is some of the most expensive wine in the world. And so we used e-bikes and two tastings and lunch. Nice shop. Somewhat upscale. The big wine auction, I think, brings a lot of business to town. Now it's pretty quiet. Monday afternoon. And the wine business and the tourism business are the big ones. Bonjour. We'll walk over to the church. And that will probably be it for Beaune. I wanted really to, well, there are some nice parks. I guess I could go back to the park and put it together with this. Park with a carousel,
Non, mais j'arrive pas à me retourner.
I'll walk us to the church and then back. Sephora, some of the familiar faces and some that are not. Very walkable town. Not big, but not a village. Casino is a general store. Clock tower is really nice here. It might chime in a minute, but I'm at half hour, so it won't be full. This is the back of the church. Catholic church. So we couldn't make our connection, so we decided instead to take a direct flight, which maybe would have been better in the first place. And we went directly to Paris and then took a ride down here. We're now in the front, the courtyard of the church. I will take a look at it from a little bit further away so you can see it. Oh, I need to see it better than this. It's an attractive church. It's a busy church. We were all fairly surprised to see the ending of Mass yesterday. Everyone knew each other, locals, and quite full, quite busy. Love that building. It's near the hotel. So that's that kind of rounded arch. This time of day is great for photographs, but it doesn't seem to be doing me any good as a video. There we are. It's a better look at the whole thing. And from that note, we'll go this way and see if I can take us over to the little park. There's a big park. When we took our bike ride today with the wine tastings, we started at a larger park where the office of active tours was. And, we're all, well, Megan's with us and she's young, but we're all pretty much retirement age. So we used e-bikes, La Petite Cave. And there we've got a couple of cooking tours. So I'm not sure how much of a walk I'll do there. We'll see how it goes. So I haven't been in this wine museum. We'll see if there's time. There may not be this trip. I never assume that any time is my last time visiting a place. I like to assume I'll be back regularly. Maybe if I can figure out how to edit in some photos from the bike tour, I would do that because it was very nice. Here's the little park. More shopping all around it. Gazebo, carousel. Ooh, a big bull statue. More bikers. The food and the wine. Okay, and we're coming up on a poster of the Hospices de Beaune, and it's nice and bright. So you'll see more of the colors of the roof. Thanks for joining me in Beaune. See you soon. Let's walk together. Look at how much better that is. So this is the colors of the roof line. Oh, geez, everything's coming in better color right now. Also in the center of town. Look at that. Kind of a nice view. Sorry, I can't can't skip up a good view. Anyway, staying at a hotel called the Abbey. I think they said it was 4 or 5 star. I think the hotel, the SEP that we're at, is 4 or 5 star. Kind of nice, but not super duper expensive. Everything away from Paris is not as expensive. Fun pieces. She's in there changing them right now. Nice, easy dinner last night at a little bistro. So both chic, contemporary, and antiques. It's all here.
Yeah.
And I can always tell where we are when I see that maison because of the gate. It's easy to notice, and it happens to be right near our hotel. Quai des Hospices. So when they have the wine auction, it's still for the hospital. When they sell any of the wine from the hospital, who has, as I said, their own vineyards, and they sell their wine, and it's very helpful because it supports the hospital. Also, Pinot Noir and Chardonnay are the two grapes. No, Pinot Noir and Chablis. Ugh. Red and white, both available. The name Burgundy makes it seem like only they would have red. There's the flag. It would make it seem as if only red was here, but they make both depending on the details of the terroir. So, and we're back. Here's the front door where we left. So, thanks for walking together. Let's do it another time. I'm Jeanette. Oh.